Hey everybody, I'm on the line right now with David Arquette. His new film, You Cannot Kill David Arquette, comes out on digital and on-demand services August 28th. It's playing in drive-in theaters right now. David, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Bill?
Not too bad. You have a big press week going on this week. A lot of talk about your wrestling career since you resumed it in the past 2 years. So now that the film's finally getting a release, how are you feeling about it?
I'm excited. It's getting a good response, and we really wanted to make a love letter to wrestling, and I think that's what it turned out to be. It's complicated. It's a story that a lot of people can hopefully relate to. A story of redemption, a story of not wanting, other people to define who you are, to set a goal and go after it, to sort of go after your dreams and not let anyone stop you.
When I was watching this, like I mentioned, I got a chance to watch you wrestle. I followed along as it was happening, and what I found while watching the film was it was a lot more dramatic and emotional I expected. Were you did you have any expectations going in to, not only wrestling, but knowing that this was going to be on film about the final tone of it and everything?
No, I mean, I knew I wanted to be open. I knew I wanted to let people into my world. I knew we were telling a story. So, there's a lot that's not in there that would fill in a lot of blanks or, give people even more of an understanding of who I am. But, so it focuses a lot on sort of my mental and addiction issues along the way. But they're all kind of connected to this overall understanding I had to learn, which was to believe in myself. Only really hurts when you read something that's true. If it taps you, like it gets inside, and it really makes you, then you've been telling yourself these same things. So I don't know. That's what it was really about for me, just learning how to not beat myself up anymore.
Two things that really stayed with me, and again, there's a lot in here, but one of the scenes was people talking about your WCW run, and it was two guys that, they're like, he disrespected the business, and then they show you buying stuff from them, and it was just kind of like my heart broke almost, because I was like, how can you be that way on one hand, and then the next you're like, okay, I get it's a business or whatever, but then you're talking about your film career while you're driving, and you're saying you were typecast as a goofball, and I always felt like that's what was endearing about you. So do you have a different perspective on all that now that you saw that watching it back?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's a film, and they cut and they edit just to sort of tell the story they're telling. But, after I said, I hadn't worked in 10 years, I say, it's not like I haven't worked in 10 years. I just haven't got a job from an audition. So it's a little misleading, but it's all real. It's all there. But I don't know. I didn't really know how difficult it was going to be. I didn't know how painful it was going to be. I didn't know how life-threatening it would be. I knew I had to do it. I knew I wanted to tell this story and really understand wrestling and sort of shine a light on wrestling as far as it relates to me, but also to Hollywood. I always had this chip on my shoulder that they don't take wrestling seriously. They don't take wrestling stars seriously. Why Stone Cold or Ric Flair aren't on some CBS cop shows, crazy to me. So I don't know. On my personal, we've been able to cast Mick Foley in 12-Hour Shift and Joseph Rudd, who was Eric Rowan in this new movie we did, Ghosts of the Ozarks.
Okay.
So I want to try to incorporate and bring actors into the Hollywood circle, but it's going to take a lot of people doing that. It's going to take a lot of thought behind it. But it'd be great to figure out a way to get these wrestlers in SAG, so they're covered in insurance, and get like a production company and shooting schedule down so you can literally slot all these people in and start utilizing some of their incredible talents.
I don't understand why there's that why there's that pushback. But, just as much as people want to see MMA stars cross into wrestling, I feel like there's also that audience that wants to see wrestling and acting crossover, because at the end of the day, wrestlers are performers. They're acting. It's all, the ring is a stage, and, I personally would like to see that more.
Yeah, it's so much harder, too, than anyone knows. Like, you think it's easy to, like, think on your toes and cut a promo and, like, sell all the stuff that they're selling. This is, it's really intricate. It's a lot more detailed, and, it's a lot more, like, within the face than you'd even imagine just looking at it. It's what makes The Undertaker such an incredible performer. It's what makes Roddy Piper so talented in his reactions. You could just see the anger and the humiliation. Like, that's all those little moments are really what make it magic for me.
There are a lot of heavy topics in the film. It's emotional, but at the same time, there's a lot of educational stuff, a lot of funny stuff, like you doing the street wrestling and chasing the chicken. One thing I really, really enjoyed was you mapping out the match with RJ City, and I think it was Johnny Yuma backstage.
Yeah.
Like, that was just, it was beat by beat, and it was incredible, especially how they edited that, where you were like, okay, you do this, and then you do this. Was that something that, you expected to be so in sync with at this point?
Well, RJ City had a lot to do with that part of the film. He was really instrumental, and I was really concerned about, showing behind the curtain. And I approached Yuma and I approached Nick, the referee, about putting it in the film, and they were all right with it. And they let me know that it had been done before. It's not like something that's never been done before. So that kind of eased me up. I still have a little bit of an issue with it, just being sort of like old school in my love for it. So, but I did like the way it kind of showed people and gave them an idea of, like, what it's like before you go out there.
Mm-hmm. So we saw, like, I won't give it away, but the climax of the match, the climax of the film, it felt like a full circle moment. Are you done with wrestling? Like, can you see yourself maybe not in the ring, but whether you want to be a manager or just involved in the business some way again?
Yeah, they do say, like, once you're in this business, you're in it for life. I do love it, and I love the business aspect of it. I love the people you meet. I love the fans. I love the wrestlers. I know it's not off the table in any stretch. I do like that this exists there in this movie. So, I kind of captured it all in there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I would go out again, but, to be honest, I probably will. I love wrestling with RJ City. That's a lot of real fun. That's my favorite. Or manager. I'm not opposed to being a manager. Mm-hmm. I also want to try out for the role of Jimmy Hart in the Hulk Hogan documentary. I think that would be hilarious.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Right,
Come on, baby.
I will get you out on this. When people sit down and watch this for the first time, whether they're a fan of yours or not, what's the big picture message you really hope people take away from this?
Just to love yourself, to believe in yourself, to not let anyone or anything stop you. That, we can all have our issues, but, you can't overcome anything.
All right. David Arquette. You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Oh, and one more thing.
Okay.
You're a champion. I'm a champion, but you're a champion too. We're all champions, and don't let anyone tell you different.
I like that. I like ending on a positive note.
Yeah.
You Cannot Kill David Arquette, digital and on demand. this Friday, August 28th, you have another movie coming out with Joe Keery. Spree.
Yeah. Spree, yeah.
Check that out
Spree
too.
Time, yeah.
Hopefully we'll find out more about Scream 5 soon. I'm a big fan of the series, so I'm
Awesome.
thrilled about that.
Thanks. There's not much to tell except
you have a lot on your plate, and
yeah.
I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Bill.